Well, an Israeli soldier was killed Monday night in an apparent friendly fire incident. It happened close to the West Bank city of Tulkarm. The IDF says the soldier left a guard post near the city for a short while, and when he returned, his comrades stationed there opened fire at him. An investigation into the situation is still ongoing. Now, Palestinian media says the IDF initially reported the incident as a shooting attack, where troops then began to search for a suspected gunman in the city. But shortly after, a military official said the incident was friendly fire. And for more on this, let's bring in I-24 News defense correspondent Jonathan Regev. He joins me live in studio. Jonathan, good morning to you. There's an investigation into the situation now, but what else do we know?
Yeah, so just in exactly now, the IDF is disclosing the details of the soldier. His name is Natan Pitusi, 20-year-old soldier, who was killed again from friendly fire. He was guarding along with a friend in a post where two people are stationed. He told his friend that he's leaving, therefore he left the position for a few minutes, and then he came back. While he was heading back, there was some confusion, which led the soldiers to believe that he's some kind of a terrorist. And after trying to understand exactly who's that suspicious man, they're saying they opened fire. Shortly after, they realized the very difficult situation that they opened fire and killed a friend of theirs, an IDF soldier. And of course, now this whole incident will be investigated. Why wasn't he the soldier identified as a soldier? Why did the other soldiers thought he was a terrorist? The very sad fact is that the soldier has now been killed. And again, just in the last few minutes, the IDF identifying him as Natan Pitusi, 20-year-old soldier who was killed in this incident last night. As you mentioned earlier, right after the incident, it was thought that a Palestinian terrorist fired at the soldiers and fled towards Tulkarm, and searches began, but it was quite quickly they realized that there was a friendly fire incident which brought this very sad situation.
And very quickly, walk us through how something like this can happen, because usually we see IDF soldiers in the West Bank dressed in their gear, carrying weapons. So how can a mistake like this have been made?
It's let's remember, it's dark, and you don't know exactly how far the soldier was. And the other thing, we do know that many times terrorists carrying out attacks, they also camouflage themselves with IDF uniforms. So not exactly clear. A lot of questions to be asked. More than anything, these soldiers knew that one soldier left the position and then was supposed to head back. They at least one of the soldiers knew that, but eventually they opened fire on their friend. Why exactly, and why didn't he stop, and why didn't they realize that this is another soldier? These are just some of the questions that will be asked during the investigation.
I-24 News defense correspondent Jonathan Regev joining me live in studio this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.